Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about how I lost my phone, money while solo traveling around China. So this happened this year, at the beginning of this year, while I was on my winter break. I went to a different city. It was about 1 hour away from where I live, and I went there for the first time by myself. And instead of staying at a hotel, I rented an apartment so I would be able to cook for myself. And as soon as I arrived, I went to a supermarket to buy myself some food to cook. And on my way back, I decided to rent a bicycle to just ride to my place instead of walking because my backpack was pretty heavy. And I put my phone in my back pocket of my jeans and just started riding. And when I arrived to my place, I had to lock up the bicycle. As soon as I reached to my back pocket, I found that my phone wasn't there. At that point, I started to panic. I started searching all of the place. I looked at all my pockets and also in my backpack, but I did not find my phone. And I realized that I lost it on my way while riding the bike. And at that point, I wasn't extremely scared. I was just tired and annoyed because I was really hungry and tired after all this traveling, and I really wanted to just lay down and eat some food. But I had to go back and I had to come back to the supermarket and search for my phone. After going back and forth, I didn't find my phone, so I decided to go again to make sure that I did not miss anything. And I went back and forth again, and total of 2 times, and I did not find my phone. I realized that I cannot do anything and I better go to my place and just have some food and rest. And I did just that. And after having some food and resting, my brain started to work again, and I started thinking about all the money I had on my phone. So in China, instead of using cash or cards, we usually use our phone to pay, because on our phones we have different apps that help us pay for stuff. And also my bank card and my bank app was also on my phone, and I had some money on my phone. I've been saving for a while, and I didn't want anyone to steal my money from my phone if they find my phone and can get access to all these apps. And at this point, I came to the terms with losing my phone. I didn't expect to get my phone back or anything like that, because, for example, in my country, if you lose your phone, it's gone. You will never see it again. And so I wasn't thinking about getting my phone back. I was just thinking about how am I supposed to protect my money? Because this time, actually, when I went to the city particular, I did not bring any money with me. I didn't bring any cash or my bank card. I only brought my phone. With losing my phone, I also lost all my money. I didn't have any money on me. So I was completely without any money and without my phone. And fortunately, I saw a small police station next to my apartment. So I decided to go there and maybe get some help. I went there and there was one police officer there. And I told him my story, and he told me it's not likely for someone to actually get access to my money because I have iPhone and I have password, but I was still afraid. And he suggested that we drive his e-bike. It's pretty common here in China to drive e-bikes, and he had his personal e-bike, and he drove me there. But we didn't find anything, of course, because it was 3 or 4 hours after I lost my phone. It was pretty late as well. And he told me this street, he wasn't responsible for this street. So I had to go to a different police station. He helped call different police station so they can get there and help me. Also, he told me I'm not allowed to be there actually. I had to be at the station. So just don't tell them that I'm a police officer. He wasn't wearing any uniform. He was just wearing normal clothes. And while we were waiting, he asked me some questions like where I'm from, what I'm doing there and stuff like that. And he was a really nice person. I was really grateful for his help. And after 15 minutes, a police car pulled up. And this guy, a different police officer, he just left. And yeah, we just said goodbye, and that was it. And in this police car, there were 2 officers. One was a driver and another one, I guess, was the main officer. And he got out of the car and started questioning me. He asked about my country, about my passport, and thankfully I brought my passport with me. So I gave him all the information he needed, and he told me, if you want to look at cameras, you need to go with us to the main police station. And it was about like 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening, and I didn't know where this police station was, but I was hoping that they will drop me off back to my place after we are done. So I agreed, and we went to this police station. It was my first time driving a police car ever. I never drove even in my own country. I never even been at a police station in my own country, let alone somewhere abroad. So it was a new experience for me. At this point, I was still pretty calm. I wasn't panicking, or I don't know, I wasn't too scared, because I still had some hope. And by the way, I forgot to mention, when I was talking with this guy from this small police station, he called my phone twice and it went through, but no one picked up. So my phone was still on. And this new police officer from this car, he also called my phone and it also went through, but no one picked it up. And he as well used his phone to type the message. He typed a message like saying, if you found this phone, please get it to the nearest police station. And I still have this message. I will put it up on the screen so you can see. It's in Chinese, but it's the proof. So yes, we were riding in this car, and after 20 minutes, I guess, we arrived to the police station. Actually, both police officers were extremely kind and understanding towards me. And when we arrived, it was pretty empty. No one was there. There was like one guy, and other people were all police officers. And they questioned me about myself, about my phone, where I lost it, and they also brought me to this room where all the cameras were. And the guy, he was asking me about the time. Thankfully, I remembered almost the exact time when I went to this supermarket, and I told him. And almost right away, he found me on the footage. And the footage was pretty clear, and I was able to recognize myself immediately. And I was pretty shocked by the amount of cameras they had throughout the whole street. But still, some of the places were blocked by bus stops, and at some places they just didn't have cameras, but still I was pretty shocked by the amount of cameras they had there. And yeah, it was my first time like watching myself on cameras at a police station. It was also a different experience. After searching for about 20 minutes, unfortunately we weren't able to find the place where I dropped my phone. Yeah, and they told me, right now we cannot do anything about that. Tomorrow you should go and buy yourself a new SIM card, so we can contact you if we have any information. And I also wasn't able to give them any of my contacts. I didn't have any of my friends' phone numbers. I also didn't even knew my own address at the place where I was staying, because it was in Chinese. Although I speak Chinese, I didn't remember the address, because it was pretty complicated. So I wasn't even able to give them my address so they can contact me if they have some information. And yeah, because I didn't have my phone, money, or maps, I didn't know where to go. But in China, it's pretty easy. They have a lot of like mobile carrier stores around the city. So in the morning, I went outside. I was just wandering around the city, searching for these stores. And I managed to find 2, but unfortunately they declined. They told me that since I'm a foreigner, they cannot help me make a new SIM card. So I had to go to the main store to get a SIM card and new phone, because they weren't able to use my passport. All Chinese people, they usually use their identity cards, but I didn't have one, and they told me I had to go to the main store. But, I didn't know where to go, and they told me, like, if you walk, it's a pretty long walk. It was in the city center, and I just continued to walk to find maybe a different store. Maybe they can help me. And finally, I arrived to the 3rd store. It was the 3rd one. I was randomly just walking around, and I found the 3rd store. And I went there, and they also told me that they cannot help me. And at that point, I started feeling bad for myself. I started like feeling really sad for myself. And I guess when I was leaving the store, I started to cry. I started to cry a little bit because I was really feeling bad for myself. I was like explaining to all these people, like, I don't have my phone, I don't have any money, I'm a foreigner, I'm just lost, just help me. And two ladies at this carrier store, they noticed it and they felt bad for me, I guess, and they gave me like 5 yuan, and they told me like, you can have this 5 yuan and you can take the subway to get to the main store. And it wasn't enough to go back and forth in case I didn't find the store or I didn't buy it, so I only had one chance, and I took the chance. And thankfully the subway was just right next to the store, and they also wrote on the paper their address, so I was able to ask people on the subway and also people outside where I should go to get to the store, and they helped me. And yes, I successfully arrived to the store, explained my situation to the people who like sell phones, and they were able to sell me a phone without me paying. So they sold me a phone first, they opened it, they set it up for me, and then I was able to pay them using my apps on this new phone. Because in China you can get the same phone number if you lose your SIM card. So I was able to log in all my apps and I was able to pay them. And yeah, they are also very kind and very understanding, and I got myself a new phone, new SIM card, and when I left the store I called my mom immediately, because you know, when I came to the city my mom told me, call me as soon as you arrive, so I'm to make sure you're safe because you're traveling alone in a different city. And I didn't call her because I lost my phone and I knew she was worrying, and as soon as I reached her, she started to scold me a little bit because she was really angry because I did not call her, and she was planning to go to China, like take the plane and go search for me because she was really worried. But thankfully I got myself a new phone and I was safe. And yes, I went straight back to my apartment, and when I was going back, I also went to the store where these two ladies work who gave me money for the subway, and I tried to give them money back, but they didn't accept. They told me like, it's okay, you don't have to give it back. And I started to cry a little bit because I felt really grateful, and they also actually started to cry. We all like cried a little bit because it was so sentimental and I was really grateful. And yeah, after that, I just left and went to my apartment and started cooking because I was really hungry. And I was cooking pasta. I started boiling water and put my pasta in there. And as soon as I put my pasta in the pot, I got a call. And I saw that it was a local number, and I picked it up, and it was a police officer. And he told me, actually, someone brought your phone to the police station. It was a different police station. It wasn't the one I went to last night. And they told me like, come here immediately. And I asked them to send me a number via text so I can like search it up. And yes, I went there as soon as possible and I got my phone back. And of course, when I arrived to the apartment after buying this new phone, I felt calm, I felt safe, but I was still really upset about my phone because I had all the memories, all the photos, videos from my life here in China, and I lost everything. And yeah, I was still upset, although I was pretty safe. But when I got the news that my phone was found by some stranger, I was grateful and I was also surprised. When I arrived to the police station, they just gave it back to me and they didn't tell me anything about the person who found it, so I wasn't able to thank them personally. But when I got my phone back, I found a short video on my phone. I guess this person tried to use my cameras on my phone. I think this person, they found my phone and they tried to keep it maybe for a while, and then they decided to get it back to the police station because they felt maybe bad. I don't know. And yeah, while I didn't have my phone, all my family members were calling my phone. So maybe this is another reason why this person decided to give it back, because they saw like how many people were calling me. And yeah, I was really, really surprised because in my country, if you lose your phone, it's just gone. You will never see it again. But here in China, I got my phone back. You know, I got my phone back. Someone helped me. Someone gave me money to take the subway. The police officers, they also helped me. They dropped me off to my apartment after all of that. And yeah, it was really a surreal experience. I'm really grateful for this experience, although it was extremely scary. And yes, if I weren't able to speak Chinese, I don't know how I would survive there, because on my whole journey, I was speaking Chinese to police officers, to ladies who sell like SIM cards, to like everyone. And thankfully, I was able to like manage and get myself a new phone, new SIM card. And yes, this was a pretty like really sketchy experience, but I'm grateful because now I have this knowledge, and now I know that I always should bring my money, at least some cash, and also my bank card when I go travel. Even after like all these years of traveling, even when I feel pretty confident traveling by myself, I still need to be careful. And yeah, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Bye.
关注我，看尽国外热门视频。